Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of the F122 My Team Career Mode here. We're heading into the season break and the Belgian Grand Prix, which in real life is around my birthday, so that's obviously cool, heading into the in-game birthday time. But besides that, we need to get this team ready for the season break. There is one thing though I want to say. We will be changing the lookup of the car and the team for a couple of races. For the rest of the European takeover. So Belgium, Zandvoort, and Monza will have a different looking car for those three races. But we're gonna get set here. Just as you see, we're doing the livery swap right now. Here we are though with the updated livery. Honestly, kind of a slick looking car. We went with the black and blue and white, obviously, that we have with our main livery, but we also decided to throw in a bit of red here, and honestly it ties the rest of this livery together. So I'm looking forward to driving this, but we're gonna get set to head into the season break here after we change up our suit and gloves. So we also got the new helmet here. Obviously went with a similar color scheme, black, blue and red. But that's going to be it here as we're going to get set to head into this season break. Or we already got through the season break, sorry. But we're going to look for any upgrades we can do here on the car. We've got 609 resource points. We are kind of struggling in the resource, in the R&D departments right now. We are way behind. We're going to try and throw on a minor engine power upgrade, which will be on for Monza if it goes through, which will be really good for engine power. But you see, we're last on the chart, way behind AlphaTauri. We're behind Williams. But let's get set to head into the Pirelli hot lap, or never mind, we have a failure on the durability, but we don't have anything to do it with. But we're going to head in to the rival duel, I believe, in the Mercedes-AMG GT Black Series. Here we are now for the Pirelli hot lap in the Mercedes-AMG GT Black Series. We're doing the rival duel here, and let's get set to head into the first race. Here we are now, lights for the race, our first race here. We're starting in first with a bit of a gap here. Obviously the easiest part of these rival duel races. But so far, I actually really enjoy driving Spa on this game. Spa has been one of those tracks I kind of struggle at, but here on this game, I actually really enjoy it. I feel like the new cars flow with the track a lot better. And even these Pirelli hot lap cars, as we go way wide, I really like the flow of the Spa-Francorchamps circuit on this game. Obviously still challenging. Now this is before the 1.08 update, and I believe it might even be before the 1.07 update. But we win the first rival duel race here. Let's head into race 2. Here we are in the second race. We started alongside Tremblay. But this long back straightaway heading into the bus stop chicane. Always interesting here, especially in these cars, because you do basically have to brake in an area that's basically flat out for the F1 cars. But heading into braking, you can see they actually really gained on us. We went deep into the chicane. But we are going to get a better run off, slide the back end out quite a bit, and drift it across the line to win the second race. Let's head into race 3 as they blow by us after the race. Here we are though, third race. We started behind them. We're side by side, really getting aggressive here. Kind of using the old chrome horn. That's much known in the American racing scene. We're looking maybe down the inside. We force him to back out. We use the curbing. And we are going to get through. I don't know why the audio just cut out like that. That's very odd. But final chicane, not even close. We are going to win 3 races as long as we're smart here. We slide it out, really kick the back end out, drifting it across the line. But we do win the 3rd race as well. Here we are, though, already heading straight into practice. We get to take a look at the new car here. One thing is, this session is very odd. You see it's dry right now, but there is rain expected for the end of the session, which will be interesting here. But we're going out here for the track acclimatization practice program. One thing I have to say about this track, though, is, again, I really enjoy running it. But here we go. This is our first lap. Down into turn 1. We are slow on the entry, but a very good middle and exit. Heading into the start of Eau Rouge. Good entry, good middle, but we just missed the middle of it. Through Radion, though, we get a pretty good run. 181 in the speed trap. So far at 120, we've got 2 greens, which isn't the best. Down at the end of the Kemmel Straight, though, a little bit early on the turn into the chicane. But we get a good run. Slow on the entry here to the right-hander. Slow on the exit. Really spun it out. Now this long right-hander we go way deep into. And miss it. But we get a good exit. Left-hander we miss, or center quite a bit. But we do get a good exit and entry. Now into P1 for the first time. You can take this a lot quicker on this game now. There's just so much more grip. You see, we couldn't quite get the front turn in there. But we are running low wings here, or lower wings here, obviously, for the Kemmel Straight. That means the tight, twisty bits aren't going to be the greatest. But a little bit slow there in between the middle and exit. But we do get purples in both of those. So far, though, at 380, the goal is 405. We're going to get a pretty good run through here. We are above the target now, down into the final chicane. We go in way too deep, lock up the right front. But we're going to get a good run through the second part of the chicane. DRS open. 485 we need. That's going to be it for the track acclimatization program. Here we are in the qualifying pace program, which you can see we're still in practice 1, but it is raining now. And obviously you guys who have been watching the series know I hate this program. I have never been able to get it right. The goal, though, 210, we run wide, nearly spin it out. Keep the car straight, though, nearly a disaster. But so far, so good here. So far, not bad. We're still in the green, which is a good sign. Down into the braking zone for the chicane. We're playing it really aggressive on the curving, which we don't want to do in the rain. But we actually do gain some time there, and that's pretty good for us. Now, we're going to keep it tight here. We're still gaining time. We have a shot at maybe passing this program for the first time in the career mode. Now, heading into P1, there's going to be a lot less grip here in the rain. We turn in a bit early, get on the curving, run a little bit wide, nearly spinning out, rejoining the track. Big save, though. We lose a bit of time because of it. But now, heading into this really windy bit of track. There are a lot of basically 90-degree corners, basically 4 back-to-back 90-degree corners. But we get a pretty good run through there. Now onto this long straightaway before the bus stop chicane. We're in the green. We're very close to purple. Can we maybe do it? We run wide. We lose a little bit of time because of that. Into the chicane, though. How's the run gonna be? Run up to the line. Do we gain any time? We're gaining time. We do finally complete the program. And we actually go projected first. We're hoping it rains because this car has a ton of speed here in the rain. Projected P1 here in the qualifying pace program. Here we are, though, at the end of the third lap here for the race strategy program. We're 1.6 up on the Delta. We're quicker than Nick Schumacher right now. And Nick was on the soft. We have a ton of speed here around Spa. We're kind of using up a bit of the overtake, even though it doesn't matter at this point. But we're just going for lap time right now, down into the into the bus stop chicane, through the right to the left. We got a car behind us. DRS is open. The run up to the line. We go 6 quick in the session, and that will be it from practice here in Spa. Let's get set to head into qualifying. Here we are getting set for the outlap here in Q1.
We're set.
We've got a ton of confidence coming off that practice session, our best one of the career. And we're going to get to see what we can do here. Here we are now at the start of our lap, down into turn 1. Oh, and we've already clipped the barrier. We're going to have to deal with that for the rest of the lap. Turned in a little bit too early. We know we're going to have a better second run now. But heading through Eau Rouge for the first time, we kind of cut that a bit. Cut Ratty on just a tad. DRS is now enabled here, or DRS open down the Camel Straight. And heading into the chicane at the end of the straightaway here. The curving here can really catch you out if you're not careful. But we are pretty careful, yet still aggressive here. Through the right-hander, this is going to be painful with the wing damage, and you can see we actually do kind of get through there pretty well now. Left-hander before Poulon. We run wide. Run in the grass a little bit. Into Poulon now. We're going to go way wide with the damage, but we have to keep our foot in it here. We can't risk losing lap time here on this first lap. Down into the braking zone now. Right-hander, left-hander, into 2 more right-handers here before we head into the long final straightaway. 1 more corner to go here. Now into the final straightaway. We're right out on the curving on the exit there. Gasly puts in a 146 lap time. He goes provisional pole. Verstappen a 145.283. He takes away the provisional pole from Gasly. Let's see what we're going to have. Into the bus stop chicane. We're very slow on this lap. You can see 146 coming out of the chicane. We're going to go 148.7, 2.9 seconds off of Valtteri Bottas. Here we are, though, at the end of the session. We're currently P22. We have 1 shot at getting a lap in here. Getting a lap that'll really give us a shot at any decent result here. We know we've got some pace. Down into turn 1, we gained 4/10, half a second actually here, just because we didn't clip the wall in turn 1. Through Eau Rouge now for the first, this time in Inger. 6/10 up on our first lap. We dropped it to 7th there in Eau Rouge. 6/10 gained on our first lap. We are currently a 10th off of Vettel, though. A little bit too early on the turn-in. 9/10 up on our first lap. 8/10 up now. 7/10. We did not get a good run through there. Down to 4/10. This is not what we need. We needed a good run through there. We run wide. And that'll basically end our shot at really gaining much more time. But we're going to go aggressive into the barrier there. Damage to the front wing. And that's going to be it for a session. P22 in tomorrow's race. As you see, I'm just messing around at this point.
On then to the Belgian Grand Prix, the race that gave us the maiden victory for the Jordan team back in 1998. And in the same team, the phenomenal debut of a young Michael Schumacher. There's always something special just around one of the many corners of this fan-favourite circuit. Spa-Francorchamps then, a historic 19-corner circuit with a lap distance of 4.35 miles. There's over 100 metres of elevation change here, and with long stretches of the lap spent flat out, a good top speed will be vital for success. It's time to see how our drivers are stacking up after yesterday's exciting qualifying session. A fantastic effort from Charles Leclerc yesterday, and it's put him on pole. And the smooth operator Carlos Sainz completes the front row. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Russell, Ricciardo, Valtteri Bottas, and Fernando Alonso. Magnussen, Gasly, Mick Schumacher, and Esteban Ocon. Perez, they've taken a grid penalty. Tsunoda, Max Verstappen, and Joe. Albon, Hamilton, they'll be starting further back after an earlier grid penalty. Sebastian Vettel and Lance Stroll. Latifi, Norris, Thomas, and Oscar Piastri. With preparations almost complete, let's head down to the track. It's race day yet again, and joining me for a chat is Anthony Davidson. And our racers are certainly in for a rough day today. What will you be watching out for as they head into turn one?
Well, the start of the race is always one of the most nerve-wracking parts. You have to hope that everyone is able to get off to a clean start, and this is possibly the trickiest part of the entire race. So many drivers in such a small space, and finding your braking point into turn one as well. It's a testament to the driver's skill that there aren't more incidents.
So there you have it. We're going to be starting P21 here for the Belgian Grand Prix. We saw Max Verstappen, points leader, being forced to drop to 13th with the grid penalty. His teammate Sergio Perez also dropping. Lewis Hamilton, the 7-time world champion for Mercedes, will also have to drop. And then we get moved up to 21st because of Oscar Piastri's penalty. It's going to be a medium to hard strategy. Let's head into the formation lap, though. Here we are now pulling into our grid spot here for the Belgian GP. We're going to let Piastri by us a bit. Trying to light up the rears just a tad. Trying to pull into the spot, but we stopped way too early. We're going to be reset to our position as we head to the 5 red lights for the Belgian GP. 5 red lights are out and away we go. As we get a decent start, Lando Norris gets a better start, but he gets stuck behind Stroll. We send it down into turn one, down the inside of several cars, looking down the inside of Lewis Hamilton. A little bit of contact out of the first corner. We're up into the 16th spot now, side by side with Lewis Hamilton, heading into Eau Rouge. We're just going to be smart about this. Back out of that move on the Mercedes, and just sit in the 16th spot, which is a great start for us here. 21st to 16th. Already up 5 spots here on the opening lap. We're trying to keep it close to the Mercedes of Hamilton. They're side by side up ahead. Tsunoda and I believe that's Lance Stroll maybe up ahead. We make a mistake, run a bit wide. That's going to allow Zhou Guanyu to get right to us. But they're very slow through here. We look around the outside of Lewis Hamilton here for the 15th spot. And we just passed, or we're fighting a Mercedes. We have just passed the Mercedes of Lewis Hamilton, genuinely, here in Spa. We make a mistake there in P1, though. We're going to try and close the gap to Alex Albon, though. Here we are, though, at the end of lap 1, and now the start of lap 2 here on the main straightaway. We're going to have a send into turn 1. A very aggressive send. We go down the inside of Tsunoda. Luckily, he leaves us the space. And we're up into P13 there. Double overtake. Next up, World Championship leader Max Verstappen in the Red Bull. Here we are on lap 3 now, heading through P1. Right behind Pierre Gasly, we make a little bit of a mistake. Here comes the Mercedes of Lewis Hamilton. He's got so much more grip than us. He's going around our outside. We're going to fight that, though, with the inside, but he's going to have the inside for the next corner. Hamilton through into the 13th spot. Here we go, though, on lap 4. Down the Kemmel Straight. We're using up what we have of our battery here. DRS is open. Looking around the outside here of the McLaren into the chicane at the end of the straightaway. We go around the outside. We leave him zero space. But we barely avoid contact. And we're back through into the 13th spot now. Running very aggressively on the curb. Hamilton's going to look down our insides. We make contact! Hamilton has nearly spun us round, and he has. We get back going, though. Tsunoda gets into us. He takes off a bit of his front wing. Or we take off a bit of his front wing. Let's take a look at what happened here. On board with Lewis Hamilton. He just had no shot. I was already turning into the corner. He was in the grass trying to make the move. And actually, you could see him turn to the left. And then here, obviously, Yuki Tsunoda just kind of in a bad spot here. Look, he just turned us completely. We tried to save it. Yeah, he was never going to make the corner, 1. 2, he wasn't in there. And 3, he turned left into us. So, unfortunate, but we're going to have to keep fighting on here in the 14th spot. That killed our rear tires.
Okay, good work.
We're here now on lap 5. Like I said, the tires are just dead after that incident. Here comes Lando Norris now. Looking, entering the bus stop chicane. He goes down the inside. He's not quite there. Now heading into the chicane. He goes around the outside here of the start of the chicane. He's just got so much more grip, and he just cuts us off from even having an attempt there at the middle of the corner. Norris with DRS. He's going to be able to pull away from us now onto lap 6. And you see there, Mark thinks we need to come in a little bit earlier here for our stop. This race has just gone from really good to just terrible here. As you see, Hamilton is already 4.8 seconds ahead of us. And we pick up floor damage here, going over the curb in a ruse. Here we are on lap 7. We have a giant mistake. Alex Albon looking to get by us. We're not going to let him though. We hold on to the 14th spot. We are just struggling here on tires. As you see, we're asking for a full race update. Albon goes down the inside, and he's just got so much more grip than us in that Williams. We can't do anything. We're going to try and stick close, though, to tie driver. We're here on lap 8. We're already a second behind Alex Albon, and we have called it into the pit lane here. Tires are dead. 48% on the front, 52 on the left rear. And we're going to peel it off into the pit lane here for the first time in the Belgian GP. Putting it very close to the barriers. Let's see what the stop is going to be. Optimal turn in here. We're going to be on the hards. We know the undercut is definitely not the right strategy, and we have an issue with the right front. 4.6 second stop. I don't even know what to say at this point. Sonoda jumps us, but we know he's going to have to pit. We've just fallen apart in this race. We went from looking at maybe having potential to score points to now 21st on frozen hards. We're here on lap 13. We got up to P18 because of pit stops, and we thought we had a shot at maybe getting up to these guys and having some battles, but they're just so much quicker than us. And here we are now on lap 16, and you can see the lack of pace we've had. Sonoda and Piastri have already caught up to us. Piastri half a second back. He's already looking down our inside. We have zero grip right now. This car is just terrible on the hard compounded tires. We go in deep. Piastri goes down our inside. We look for the cross or the switchback, but he completely shuts the door there. Piastri up ahead, or gets ahead of us, but we're not going to let this battle go with our teammate. Obviously, we have the disadvantage with this before the patch. Today, I still have the straight line advantage. We get into the back of Oscar Piastri there. Luckily, no damage to our front wing, but
there's a new strategy available on the MFD.
So VSC deployed here for us losing our front wing. This is not good for us. I forgot to touch up on it though. Charles Leclerc is out of this Belgian GP. So any points they would have gained here on Max Verstappen are just gone. Here we are on lap 21 of the GP. We got a 3-second time penalty for cutting the corner. I'm just trying to finish this race now. We have front wing damage, we have more underbody damage. But the leaders are coming through the final corner now. Carlos Sainz will come across the line to win the Belgian GP. George Russell sets the fastest lap. He gets second. Mercedes continues a good streak here with Russell. Obviously, he's won the last 2 races. But our goal is just to finish every lap of this race after those mishaps, and we will do just that. But look at who's on the podium. That might be Lando Norris on the podium here for McLaren. As we make a completely giant mistake and spin the car out, basically. Here we are, though. final corner. We're out of fuel too. This has just been terrible, but we do finish the race in P20. With even bigger news, Lando Norris, driver of the day here in Spa.
Many doubted whether they could pull off the win here at Spa-Francorchamps, but they've done so in spectacular style. Tell me, Ant, how do you think they were able to deliver such an incredible result today?
Well, they certainly stood out as a driver with tons of confidence on the track. I think their ability to keep their cool, even during some of the more hectic parts of the race, meant they were able to capitalise on the mistakes of other drivers, giving them the opportunity to make their way to the top spot with ease.
Ferrari are at it again. An excellent performance at today's Grand Prix, and they're certainly a team that know what they're doing out there.
Wins the Belgian GP. George Russell, Lando Norris join him on the podium. We can think what could have been, but in all reality, Daniel Ricciardo's on the podium, not Lando Norris. So the Australian Daniel Ricciardo is on the podium. Well, but there you have it though from Spa. Gotta think what could have been, but in all reality, I don't even know if we would have had a shutout points in that race. Even without the spin, we had terrible tire.
So let's see what effect this result has had on the drivers' standings. Well, not the result our points leader would have wanted, but it certainly makes things interesting going forward. Now, let's discuss, Ant. Who would you say is a contender for driver of the day?
I think for driver of the day, I'd probably pick Lando Norris. He lived up to every inch of his reputation today, and I think he'll be going home, quite rightly, a bit proud of himself.
It's time to see how things are shaping up in the Constructors' Championship. Ferrari continue to extend the gap at the top of the table. Meanwhile,